Welcome to Johnny's Poop Shack, episode 16, where I review smelly movies so that you don't have to smelly them. Today's sponsor is your local healthcare provider. If you don't have a primary doctor or physician, go get one. You need one. You need to be checked out so that you don't end up like somebody we know who landed in the ER for 5 days with a giant lung infection and a slipped rib that no painkillers could take away. Don't be that guy. Don't be me. If it was me, I'm not going to cop to that. I mean, it was me. Who are we fooling? Go and get yourself checked out. You have to be checked out. If you're not, man, I don't know what to tell you. You may end up in the ER for 5 days, and it's no fun place to be, especially when your wife's out of town and you're by yourself. So go get yourself checked out. I like to be here, up and doing these things, and I like you all to be up and doing these things and watching me do these things, if that makes sense. Anyway, today's movie is Alien Romulus.
Run.
Now, when I heard they were making a new Aliens, after the pretty dismal performance of Prometheus and the gosh awful send-off to Sigourney Weaver's character, I wasn't very happy. I wasn't expecting it to be good. But, you know, I went and watched it, and it was good. I can't say it wasn't good. There was a part in it that wasn't good, which I didn't like, but you know what? The rest of the movie, fantastic. And I'll tell you why. First off, let's talk about reboots, remakes, and sequels. Hollywood is full of them today. And, man, the sequels are usually pretty bad. I'd say it's about a 80% chance you're going to get a stinker. And the reboots are almost always bad. I mean, they try and get some new, hot to the studio that they think they're going to make a bunch of money off of person in there and take over a park that's just been really, you know, ingrained in, and everybody loves it, and they screw it up. And then prequels are about 50%. Sometimes I see some that are good. Sometimes I see some that are bad. All in all, it's a cash grab. We know what Hollywood's doing. So you just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Now, the reason this one did so good, and I think that Hollywood is finally opening its big dumb ears and its big dumb eyes, and the big dumb executives that run it might actually be listening to somebody instead of their own pocketbooks and buttholes. And they used practical effects and dudes in suits. My God, who would have thought that would have worked? No CG, really. Alien little creepy crawly things are puppets. Guys in suits, creature work guys. It looked fantastic. Man, you didn't have the CG and the weird weight, and you didn't have that Borderlands just sheer crappiness on all the stuff they used. You really had a good time in this movie because it all looked real. And as much as aliens can look real, they looked real. I mean, everything was dripping. It looked fantastic. Now, there are some little CG parts in it, but they fit in kind of seamlessly, and they work for me. But dudes in suits, man. Hollywood, open your big dumb ears. You got to have creature people. You got to have dudes in suits. All this computer generation mumbo-jumbo that Marvel's been using for 15 years, scrap it. That's why you're losing money. Nobody believes it. It all looks like shit. Moving forward, the neon score. There were tubes. There was actually some neon in this, in a small part of the film. And I liked it. So I'll give it a 5. No, I'll give it a 6. Yeah, for neon. Now, here we go to the Letterkenny Fight Index. Now, this is an alien movie, so there's really not a lot of fighting in this one, like fisticuffs, hand to hand, at the bar with your buddy, drinking Irish Slammers, and you're fighting people. There's not really much of that. Now, there is a lot of stunt work. There's a lot of, there's some falls. There's a lot of harness work, wire work, stuff like that. And then you have the creature guys in these creature suits, and they do a fantastic job. Everything in this, great. I didn't see any stunts that were questionable. They all worked well. So for the action portion of this, I'll give it an 8.5. Especially for the creature work. Solid 8.5. Because that creature work alone made me smile. As for the story, the story's pretty good. It tells what it needs to tell. And I can't really tell you about the story because I don't give away spoilers, because Carl Nespoli hates when I give away spoilers and he yells at me. So I'm not going to do that. If you don't know Carl Nespoli, go look him up. Very interesting guy. And if you're a wrestling fan, you'll love Carl Nespoli because he makes your wrestling life great. The story is great. It's not great, but it's good and it flows right. You get an idea of what's going on. It makes sense. Until the end. And then at the end, just every time they try this, it never works for me. Other people liked it. But, however, after going around and reading up about it, it was practical. So, it was practical. I like it. As long as it's a practical thing, I'm cool with it. If they try and do all this just computer crap, I'm not cool with it. So, I will give this movie overall about a 7.5. A solid 7.5. It's well worth going and seeing in the theaters. It goes back to kind of the horror of the original Alien, which I never saw, but I saw clips of it. Don't hate me. And it also goes into the kind of little bit militaristic of the second one. Thank God it doesn't go into the Prison Planet garbage or the underwater swimmers or the jibber jabber of all the rest of the Alien movies and the Prometheus movies. Thank goodness it's not there. You can read up on when this one takes place in the timeline of the Alien films, and they did it right. They put it right where it needed to be. 7.5. Pretty good. Go see it. It's been a minute since my last one, and that was because of the medical stuff that was happening, and there was some recovery, and I just really wasn't feeling like doing much. But a good friend came up, and we went and saw this movie, and I'm like, man, I got to get back on the porta-toilet, the old stool, and give you my thoughts on it. So hopefully you like it. I thought it was pretty decent. It's well worth going and seeing. Up next, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do next. Nothing really that I really want to see is coming out this week. There is something coming out next week, but I can't remember what it is. And I don't really feel like looking it up since I'm filming on my Smarter Than Me phone. But I may watch something old mid this week and post it up. And hopefully I'll see you all there. And, check it out. See ya.